I think we are. Yeah, we're live. Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're 2 minutes late. I had some headphone troubles. Yo, do me a favor, Sean. Can you talk? I want the people to tell us if your voice is quieter than mine, so I can fix that right in the beginning.
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that. Check, welcome in everybody to the Pick Show. Sean,
Uh,
Kyle, no Beaver this week.
yeah, Beaver is at the Meadowlands. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if his voice is quieter than mine, so I can fix that. Beaver's at the Meadowlands right now, tailgating. He left here at 2:30 in the morning and got on his party bus at 7 a.m. and he lives 25 minutes away. So he's gonna be passed out before kickoff. He's a little louder. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Usually it's the opposite. Well, in that case, I can fix it by just bringing my mic closer. All right, so we should be good now. All right, so we're gonna probably run through these pretty quick because with no Beaver to ramble on with his numbers. Also, my shit is a little unorganized this morning, so I'll be bouncing around. I have all the notes, but usually before the live show, I put them all together so I know how. Not today. We're freestyling it. First game is Ravens at Patriots, and I took New England. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, I tweeted it out earlier in the week, which was completely bullshit. By the way, it looks like Lamar Jackson's fine, but I took New England and ended up sticking with it because the Patriots' defensive numbers were just really impressive. I mean, I don't know why the story in New England is just all about the offense, and it is pretty funny how embarrassing some of the things have been. I mean, Mac Jones, the second most efficient quarterback in football out of the play action last year, his rookie year, and the Patriots this year dead last in play action frequency. Like, you got a rookie quarterback who feels comfortable and really executing well out of the play action. So in the second year, you reward him by running no play action. Make sense of that for me because I'm not seeing it, but it's only been 2 games and I expect them to correct that. And I really don't trust this new Ravens offense that features Lamar Jackson's arm before his legs, or at least more so than last year. I don't trust it as much as last year's offense. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm just saying the Patriots defense is really good, and I'm getting points in Foxborough in their home opener, so I'm taking it. Sean?
Yeah, I'm actually opposite here. I'm on the Ravens -2.5, but I don't feel great about it. A lot of people that I've talked to and listened to this week are also all on the Patriots, but my mind has been made up. I upgraded the Ravens offense actually after the loss last week because I wasn't on the offense. The defense is abysmal for the Ravens right now. I know they're just getting healthy, so maybe it's going to take a few weeks for them to get used to playing together again because basically the entire defense was out last year as well. But yeah, I think the Dolphins threw a lot of packages at Lamar that he struggled with in the past, but he passed every test with flying colors last week. I have to upgrade their offense based off that performance. And then I think the weak spot is the Ravens defense, but this Patriots offense has been abysmal to start the year. I actually like Mac Jones, but last week was a perfect spot. You had a tired Pittsburgh Steelers defense missing TJ Watt. It was a perfect spot for them to go in and hang a number up, and then they were only able to muster 17 points versus a tired, banged-up Steelers D. So I'm not expecting them to be able to take advantage of this Ravens secondary and their mishaps. So under a field goal, I have to take it with the Ravens, but again, I don't love it. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, and you kind of said something. So it kind of looks like we're both on the same page as far as we don't trust either of these offenses too much. I had
Yeah.
wrote down that the Ravens team total under 23.5, but with the game total at 44, if you want to just like circle back to what kind of we're both saying, I feel like we both would be leading under on that. In fact, let me add this right now. New England, Baltimore under 44. I don't know why I didn't put that down. I just put the Ravens team total under down. But I mean, it's not like I have all this faith in the Patriots offense. So, all right. So we're on opposite sides against the spread, but it looks like we're both leaning towards an under or towards some struggling offenses.
Yeah.
Next game, oh man, because like it sucks when you like fade everybody, right? Then you have to like try to explain it. So yeah, basically what I said in my YouTube video here. Oh, so I'm on. I'll put it up here. I'm on the Colts. 5.5. And basically, just like I said on YouTube last night when I uploaded, the Colts did this thing last year. They started off, and the whole world was talking about how awful the Colts were. Carson Wentz was a mistake. The offensive line can't be trusted. The defense isn't that good. And then all of a sudden, they started rattling off wins. And I think this is the perfect spot for it. The Colts are like cursed, and they kind of started the season off with 2 cursed games. They never win in week 1, and then they never win in Jacksonville. So to start off with that, with 2 division games, we all know how division games can be weird. I think this is our first real look at the this Colts team, for real. And then on the same thought, I also think it's our first real look at the Chiefs' defense. Mahomes and the offense have been so good that they've been able to hide it, but that defense isn't going to be good this year. And I think this is the perfect day to expose it because everyone's expecting the Chiefs to just run up the score and blow them out, but I really could see Jonathan Taylor ripping off 6-7 yards a carry here, and the Colts staying on the field for 7-8 minute drives. So I'm going to take the points at home with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to be opposite here. I would lean the Chiefs maybe, but I couldn't get to a bet on the side here. I love the over in this game. As you said, the Colts, everybody's overreacting to how bad they look. They were going against some serious historical trends to start the year. I mean, they haven't won a season opener now in 8 years, and now they haven't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in 8 years. That was their first 2 weeks of the season right there. So I don't think what we've seen from the Colts so far is going to be what we see from them going forward. That being said, I love the over in this spot. Obviously, no Shaquille Leonard for the Colts, their signal caller on defense. Even though he's practiced the last 2 weeks, he's still not playing again. I don't understand what's going on with that situation. But as an over better, I'll take it this weekend. And then the Colts offense is getting healthy with Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce both back this week. That's what I wanted to see before I went ahead and locked this bet in. Love the over here. Mahomes, just quick. And to your note, this is the first time we're going to get a look at the Chiefs' defense. They're trash. And I think we're going to see that today. But the offense is still spectacular. Patrick Mahomes is actually 6-1 versus a Gus Bradley defense so far in his career with an average of 33 points per game. He eats apart Gus Bradley's cover 3 that he likes to run. It's kind of similar to what they saw week 1 versus Arizona. And in his career in domes, Mahomes has 22 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. And based on a healthy Colts offense, I think they're going to put up points. And if Mahomes gets to his average, obviously, versus Gus Bradley's defense, we're going to fly over this total. I love the over here.
Yeah. To answer one of the comments that said, didn't the Chargers test them? When I said that, I was talking about how division games were weird. So that's why I was like, this is our first look at the Colts. And then I said it's also our first look at the Colts defense because they played a division game and the worst defense in the NFL in the Cardinals. So anyway, next game, please. Lions at Minnesota Vikings. I am on the Vikings here. I didn't make a video for this one. I'm on the Vikings. I'm laying the 6 points. But I will admit I loved it a lot more earlier in the week than I do this morning. Because last night we were going through some last-minute numbers on stuff. And, the Lions' offensive line has, really impressive analytics behind it. And then it kind of makes you like, wow, am I about to lay 6 points to a team that seems like it can rip off 4 or 5 yards every single carry? It's scary. Here you go. Detroit Lions. I didn't even write it down. I have the website open. Adjusted line yards this year, they're 4th in the NFL. That's just crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, yeah, the Lions offensive line, I don't think it's a mirage. I don't think it's a fluke. I think it's good. But still, such a perfect spot for the Vikings to come off that horrible game against Philly where Kirk Cousins was in prime time. The Vikings hype has come back down to earth where all of a sudden they might be a little undervalued again. I really like the Vikings. I like the Vikings to be one of the top teams in the NFC this year, and I faded them last week just because I hated the spot. I love this spot. So even though 6 is a big number to lay to a team who's been playing really well, I'm going to do it. I'm taking the Vikes. Actually, hold on. I also took in this one, I'll put the other bet up. I also took Vikings first half -3.5. I think I only did 2 first half bets this week, and actually I haven't lost a first half bet this year. I don't think I've been pretty good with those. Team totals, on the other hand, I've been getting smoked. I need to lay off those. But the first half bets I've been nice with. So yeah, I'm taking Vikings full game first half, probably 0.5 on each, maybe 0.75 on the full game. Sean, I think you're with me on the Vikes, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely laying it with the Vikings. Like you said, it's just a perfect spot for them. They just got embarrassed on national TV by the Eagles on Monday night. Lions have been the belle of the ball so far since Hard Knocks ended this season. Now, I will admit, maybe I was wrong. Maybe the Lions are actually like okay this year, and as you pointed out, their offensive line is very good. The offense has actually played pretty well for the most part, but their defense is bad. They don't have anybody in the secondary that's going to be able to cover Justin Jefferson, and after he just got shut down the other night, I think he explodes today. There's nobody that can hold him, and 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins isn't 8 p.m. Kirk Cousins. I expect him to look good as the top 10, top 12 quarterback that he's been consistently his whole career. And they're going to put a number up here on the Lions. I'm totally comfortable laying the 6.
Same here. Yeah, I didn't even mention the Lions defense. That's a mess. So the lack of pass rush, like, you're going to give Kirk Cousins time against a team that doesn't really cover that well. I mean, I could see Adam Thielen with a couple touchdowns because probably if not, Dan Campbell's going to make sure Justin Jefferson has eyes on him at all times. Next game, Saints at Panthers, and oh man, this one sucks. This one really sucks. So I was on Saints all week. I switched to the Panthers yesterday, so it's a good thing I didn't do a YouTube video on this one because I switched. I'm on the Panthers now because I didn't actually. You know what? Let me pull up my notes on this one because I think I wrote down a couple things. So the Panthers, obviously, they have looked terrible this year, right? We all know that. But analytically, they're not nearly as bad as they've looked. Carolina's defense is ranked 12th in the NFL in DVOA. Saints are ranked 13th. So they actually have a better defense than the Saints right now, analytically, and it's only through 2 weeks, so take it with a grain of salt. But at home in Carolina, getting points, what have the Saints done to garner your bets here? Because Carolina's also ranked ahead of the Saints on the offensive side of the ball too. I think they're 23rd and the Saints are 25th. How much better is Jameis Winston than Baker? Baker at Mayfield has a 23.8 QBR. Jameis Winston has a 27.8. Like, is that really a deal breaker? Those 4 QBR points at the toilet bowl at the bottom of the NFL. This New Orleans can't get any pressure on opposing quarterbacks. They're dead last in the league in. Actually, I'm sorry. They're ranked 32nd in pass rush, but they're also 31st in pressure rate as well. The Saints offensive line can't do shit either. They're ranked 29th in the NFL in adjusted sack rate. This team can't pressure the quarterback, and they can't protect their own quarterback. This is not a bet on the Panthers. This is a pure 100% fade of the Saints. Sean? Oh, you have like a teaser in this one, right?
Yeah. The number is telling me to bet the Saints, but with Jameis Winston's fractured back, Andy Dalton, they said, might play. I don't trust the Panthers yet. I want to see it. I was actually big on the Panthers coming in. I placed a preseason bet that they're a playoff team, plus 1,000 before the season. I was high on this Panthers team coming in, but it's been disappointing to start the year. 0-2, 2 very winnable games for them as well. But that being said, both of these teams tend to play one possession close games. So I feel like the teaser here is valuable, especially when you're teasing through the key numbers of 3 and 7. That's really the only time you should tease, in my opinion. But so you're gonna give them plus 8.5 on a teaser, and I'm gonna go ahead and tease them with the Bengals down to just basically get the Bengals at a pick'em, just have to win the game. Don't love either side here with the regular spread, but teasing the Panthers up over a touchdown here, I think is super valuable.
So you got that
with 2 teams that like to play close games.
Right, so you do one of those 6-point teasers, I forget what they're called, and it's 8.5, plus 8.5 Bengals money line. And usually, depending on the sportsbook, usually those teasers come out to be close to minus 110s. Wow, I just realized it says Toasty Sam's as your Twitter underneath you. Toast comes in and said, bad spot for the Saints. They play in London next week. Didn't even think of that. That's solid. Next game, Texans at Bears. Oh man, I hate that I felt like I was forced to be on the Texans. I am on the Texans, but I hate like when the line moved to 3. I feel like that was the book saying like you're a sucker, you'll take this. Um, because yeah, I could sit here and speak negatively about the Bears, right? Of course we can, but the truth is we really haven't seen them open up their run game yet. This run game last year, the Bears were bad last year, but with Justin Fields on the field, they actually had a really efficient run game. We haven't seen it yet. One, because they played that ridiculous tornado hurricane game. Why don't they put domes on these stadiums? That was so stupid. But yeah, that's the thing. We really haven't seen the Bears do offensively at all. We don't even know what they could do. Has Justin Fields progressed as a passer this year? I mean, how do we even answer that question? He's only completed 15 passes all year. He's barely even dropped back to throw. So I feel like the jury is just still so far out on this Bears offense. Happy to fade the Bears defensively too. It's not good enough to lay points. I like Davis Mills, and one of Prop Beaver's, I think his bet of the day is Dameon Pierce over yards. I can see it. I like the Texans offense to score some points here, and at +3 in a game that I think I have valued as about a pick 'em, I'll take the 3 points. I'm going to say 26-24 Houston wins. Oh, and I almost read it. This one actually I like, and I know people are going to call me crazy for this one. I like the over here. It's at 39.5. Yeah, these offenses are not good, but you know what else isn't good? Their defenses. I could see the Bears showcasing a little bit of the elite, a little bit of the efficient run game we saw last year, and I could see the Bears defense just obviously letting up points to Davis Mills. So I'm on the Texans +3 and the over.
We are exactly sharing a brain here, except I'm going to go ahead and take the plus money with the Texans money line. Like you said, I expect them to win this game. And then the over is definitely worth a look in this one, in my opinion. Again, like you said, I'm a fan of Davis Mills. He's actually looked like the best quarterback in last year's draft class over Lawrence, Lance, and Fields thus far. And Dameon Pierce, I'm with Prop Beaver. He should go crazy today versus this Bears front. This Bears hasn't been able to stop anybody on the ground. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones had big games last week. And on the flip side, the Texans can't stop the run either. And David Montgomery should have a big game. I understand it's hard. Teams that want to run the ball, betting it over here. But when I think they're going to be gashed for big plays in the run game, I think it tends to lead to an over here. And like you said, Davis Mills can make some plays in the passing game. And for the Texans bet, it's 2 bad teams. So I'm going to take the plus money when I can in a matchup that I think is pretty even. And I'm not 100% sure the Bears should be even favored in this game. It's hard for me. I would never lay points with a team who's scared to death to have their quarterback throw. Justin Fields is 33rd in the NFL in pass attempts, and there's only 32 teams.
That's crazy. So some teams got 2 quarterbacks that have more pass attempts than Justin Fields. All right, cool. So we're on the same side there. I actually already know we're on the same side here too. We actually, I opened up we have a spreadsheet that we share, the whole staff, so we can go on and see where everyone else is. I can see what Sean's pick is for this game and vice versa. And I logged on this morning and Sean had Eagles -6.5 and Eagles team total on over 27.5, which I saw was at plus money this morning on DraftKings. So I'll put a little plus 100 next to it. Those are nice to see. So I already know that's what Sean has, and that's what I have as well. So we're on the same side here. Let me pull up notes for this one. Oh, actually, this is one I did a video on, so I have the notes in my email. Whatever. The Eagles' offense, we all know it's good. When you look at the numbers, it looks even better. Like, they're dominating. And now that there's some confidence throwing the ball as well with A.J. Brown, I mean, that feels like that's a connection that I can rely on as a bettor. Even if they're playing a team that is able to stop the run, I feel like I could still back the Eagles and trust Jalen Hurts to get it done to an extent. That being said, they're not playing a team that can stop the run. The Washington Commanders have allowed 7.5 yards per carry this season. 7.5. That's dead last in the NFL by a mile. seven and yo, 7.5 yards per carry is like what teams allow when they play Ohio State, like FCS teams. That's crazy. Obviously, I expect Washington to make adjustments and sew that up a little bit, but I think this Eagles offense is too good. Do I think Carson Wentz makes some plays against his former team? Maybe, but I also think he makes a big mistake or two. So I'll take the Eagles points. I'll lay the points, and I'm taking the team total over, and I'm guessing I'm copying and pasting that, right?
Yeah, I have the exact same thing. I really love this Eagles team total over. Their offense is elite this year. Jalen Hurts looks like he's made strides as a passer. As an Eagles fan, I still want to see him put it together for 4 quarters. But against his Washington defense, they should be able to hit this total and play into the 30s with no problem. Washington has gotten gashed, obviously, by the Lions last week in a loss. But then even the Jaguars, they had a few key drops and turnovers in the red zone. Their total should have even been they should have put up more points on Washington than they did week 1 and maybe came out of there with a win. And then with the Eagles minus 6.5 here, it's tough to go on the road in a division game and cover this big of a number. But, and I'm not even a Carson Wentz hater. I'm actually a Carson Wentz guy. I think he gets a lot of unwarranted hate and is a lot better than people think. That being said, he's a super emotional player. And he's already erratic. He's got his roller coaster. He's one of the most exciting players to watch in the NFL because you don't know what you're getting from a play-to-play basis. But so now you add in the emotional factor of facing the team who drafted him and then basically just cast him aside. He's going to want to try to make a play every single play. He's going to be erratic. He's going to force some throws, and I think it could lead to turnover here. So that's why I would lay the 6.5 here. I know Washington has weapons with Scary Terry and Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel. But we just watched this Eagles secondary put Justin Jefferson in prison, so I'm not necessarily worried about that.
Yeah, Toast. I think Toast has shared some analytics showing that the Eagles defense is also up towards the top of the league. I still think the jury's a little out on the Eagles defense.
Yeah,
I actually think
their pass rush. They went out and signed Hassan Reddick. I don't even think he's touched a quarterback yet through 2 games. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles defense is bad, but I think that is definitely the Achilles heel on the team right now. We saw what the Lions did. I also think you can throw on the Eagles a little bit too. So next game, and this is an awesome one. Who can't wait to watch this? Like, this is going to be so dope. It sucks with all the injuries. Obviously, do I even need to say, I'm sure everyone in the viewing knows the injuries, but in case you don't, the Buffalo Bills missing cornerback 1, Tre'Davious White, quarterback 2, Dane Jackson. Yep. Free safety Micah Hyde, who was all-pro last year, and now they're also missing strong safety Jordan Poyer, who's also all-pro last year. So all 4 starters of the Buffalo secondary out today. But Dolphins are going to be without Byron Jones as well, who's one of their main corners. Probably their second corner, Xavier Howard, who was limited in practice himself. So secondary's banged up on both sides. This should be a crazy game. I'm definitely on the over, which it feels very square because I think with the D-backs going out, I think a lot of people are going to be on the over, but I don't care. I don't see how we don't see points nonstop in this game. As far as the side, I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'm not like kicking down the door to try to convince you to tail me. I just feel like getting 4.5 points at home. It's almost like the Dolphins have been building their team for like this moment for years. You know, it's like they finally got the team they want.
This is definitely a huge game for them.
Right, I feel like this is the Super Bowl for the Dolphins. And the Bills, it's a big game for the Bills, but like I don't think it's nearly as important. Like the Bills, I don't think would be devastated if they lost. If the Dolphins lose this game, they're going to be like, everything's a failure. Like everything we did is we thought we could beat them. So I'm on Miami plus 4.5 and over 53. I expect 7 or 8 passing touchdowns in this game combined.
Yeah, I'm on the over too. Like you said, it seems kind of square, but I don't care. I mean, there's nobody playing in the Bills secondary. It's literally 4 backups that are going to be their main guys versus Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I have to immediately pencil the Dolphins in for 30 to 35 points right there just off that alone. And then you look on the other side, like you said, Byron Jones is going to be out for the Dolphins. Howard wasn't practicing in his own right. And now we have Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, like Jamison Crowder. Like, there's just weapons galore for both sides here. I don't care how square it is. You can tell me that literally every single person in the world is on the over. I'm still going to be on the over here. You have balls the size of Jupiter if you're on the under in this one. But, and then to your point, I think the Bills are playing with kind of like house money right now with the secondary as banged up as they are. So if they do lose this game or aren't able to get stops like that, they're just like, hey, whatever, we're not really healthy. But the Dolphins, if they aren't able to pull this out or at least be competitive in this game, then it's going to be very discouraging for them and their fans moving forward to being like, all right, we're obviously not on the level of the Bills that we thought we were. But that being said, I would never lay the points with the Bills here. It'd be Dolphins or nothing, but I'm personally only on the over.
Cool. All right. Sounds like we're on similar page there. Next game, the Lord himself could come down and be like, yo, Sauce, I need you to bet the Jets +6. And I'd be like, sorry, Lord. Not a chance in hell. I'm on the Bengals -6 heavy here. This is one of the bets I couldn't be talked out of by, as soon as I glanced at the slate. I was like, oh, I'm on the Bengals. I won't even go too deep into it because I put a YouTube video up where I went all the way. But long story short, you got a Bengals team that's 0-2, right? Coming into this game pissed as hell, especially since they should have won week 1. So they're 0-2 with a chip on their shoulder. And then the added fact that the Jets beat them last year, so there's like a revenge factor here. I'm glad Prop Beaver is in attendance this game. I hope the Bengals win by 65 points, and I hope he sits there and watches the whole game in its entirety. I like a blowout. I almost wanted to take the over too, just because I think the Bengals will hit it.
Yeah, I am with you here on the Bengals -6. I've actually been getting crushed a little bit in the comments under the green zone because I've been tagged as a Bengals hater when I'm just being a realistic guy. They were an average team last year that caught lightning and went to the Super Bowl. I told everybody all offseason, pump the brakes on this Bengals team just being like a dominant force. That being said, I love this spot for them. I think Joe Burrow and his offense are sitting on a monster performance, like you just said, and I think we see it this week. The biggest problem with the Bengals offense has been Joe Burrow running for his life every single snap. But this Jets defense, there's no Micah Parsons out there, and there's no TJ Watt out there for this Jets defense. I think Burrow's going to have time in the pocket. I'm interested to watch Sauce Gardner try to cover Jamar Chase. That's going to be one of my favorite matchups to watch this week. But T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, Hayden Hurst, who I'm a big fan of at tight end as a receiver for the Bengals. Just too many weapons here. And also the importance, as I just mentioned in the green zone. I gave this out on Wednesday when the line was 4.5. Told you I was jumping on it. So you would have got 1.5 of closing line value here. Obviously not doesn't mean you're going to absolutely win the bet, but it helps. But that being said, I'm still on the Bengals here -6. I'm coming in with more money today. Love the Bengals here in this spot.
100%. Yeah, the one thing when you said about Sauce Gardner, I wonder if he follows Jamar Chase around because they also have that guy Reed on the other side. So the Jets have 2 good corners. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they'll just stay on their sides and guard whatever dude's out there. I'm curious to see. Next up, Raiders at Titans. Shit. This sucks. This one really sucks because I want to take Tennessee so bad. I do. But there's nothing that shows me that would be a smart decision. It's something about the Titans. I like Tannehill, maybe to a fault. But also, even this season, they look horrible, right? Analytically, their offensive and defensive line is 14th and 16th. So whenever I look at that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, Titans are undervalued. But at what point do we just say, no, they're not? Because they keep losing bets. So, at some point, I'm going to be like, I don't care what the Titans offensive line analytics say because they're just not covering. I'm not big on the Raiders at all. How are you going to have Max Crosby on one side and Chandler Jones on the other and be 29th in the NFL in adjusted sack rate? Where is that pass rush? That's the heart and soul of their defense. It ain't there. Actually, their run defense has been significantly better than their pass defense. Makes no sense. But again, it's been 2 weeks. So I think this is a perfect spot for that to turn around. I think Derrick Henry does get it going today, but overall, with a short line like 2, I'm on the Raiders. Do I have any other bets in this game? Let's see. Raiders. Oh, yes, I do. And I know I just said I need to chill with the team totals as I'm getting wiped, but I got one. Tennessee, I actually think Sean will like this one too. Tennessee team total under 22.5 at an even minus 110. That's a big number for a Titans offense that has looked rough. rough. So when I saw that, I added it. So I like Raiders minus 2, Titans team total under 22.5. I'm thinking low scoring, maybe like 21-16 Raiders in an ugly game.
Yeah, I'm with you here. I'm laying the 2 with the Raiders as well. Both teams 0-2, but I do have the Raiders rated higher than the Titans by a pretty significant amount. I think the Titans are one of the worst teams in football, and I'm going to keep fading them until they give me a reason not to. Their defense is not very good. Obviously, got a big blow losing Harold Landry before the season even started. And now on the offensive side of the ball, they lost their best offensive lineman in Taylor Lewan. So I think this could be a game where we see Chandler Jones or Max Crosby eat in this one as well. We're going to see that Raiders pass rush show up. And then Devontae Adams. We just watched Stephon Diggs go nuclear last week versus Tennessee secondary. What is Derek Carr and Devontae Adams going to do today? And then obviously Darren Waller as well as a weapon. I just under a field goal.
Don't sleep on my boy. Don't sleep on my boy Renfro. I love Hunter Renfro, bro.
Well, he's out. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is he really? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Renfro's out. But,
yep. He is definitely out. Yep.
But under a field goal here, I'm definitely comfortable laying it with the Raiders. It's just, I think they win this game by at least a touchdown.
All right. I hope you're right. Next game. Like, this is so shitty, man. The most important player on the field, we don't know if he's going to be there. Do you have any indication on if he's going to play or not?
I mean, I was told by somebody that I trust that this is all just like a competitive edge thing to where they don't want the Jaguars to know who's playing, and that Herbert is definitely not playing.
Okay.
But we'll see. I do trust the person that told me, but we'll see.
So, in your opinion, well, I'll go first, actually. I already decided that I am laying the 3.5 with the Chargers regardless. I assume if they announce Herbert's going to play within the next hour, that this line will shoot up. Chase Daniel's not good, but because Justin Herbert is carrying such like superstar power right now, people are forgetting this Chargers defense is loaded. It's it's completely loaded. And Jacksonville on the road, I don't know where people. I mean, I get it. Jacksonville's supposed to be better this season. I personally have the futures bet on them to win the AFC. It's obviously a value bet. It's not like I'm thinking that's going to happen, but I like the Jags this year. But what have we seen this year to really back them on the road here against a defense like this? I could see turnovers. And what I also, and speaking of that, another team total, same exact thing I did in the last game. I'm on Jacksonville team total under 19.5, which is low, but another plus 100. Get it at even plus 100. So that's where I'm going with that. I like the Chargers even with Chase Daniel. I think they'll be creative and get Eckler into space even if Herbert doesn't play. So I'm on LAC.
Yeah, I'm also laying the 3.5 with the Chargers here. I actually haven't placed a bet yet because I'm hoping once Herbert is officially ruled out, we're going to see just a pile of money come in on the Jaguars here. I'm trying to get value on them, and I'm hoping I can maybe catch the Chargers at a 2.5 or a flat 3 once that happens. So I'm going to wait probably closer to game time for this news to officially come out. But like you said, this Chargers defense is still very good. Like, they should be able to get on Trevor Lawrence's ass and harass him all game and make it tough for these wide receivers in Jacksonville as well. And everybody's still healthy and playing for the Chargers defense. And I know Chase Daniel isn't Justin Herbert, obviously, by any stretch, but he's a smart veteran quarterback. He's going to know how to operate in the system, make smart decisions, and he still has all these weapons that the Chargers have. And this Jaguars defense isn't very good to begin with. I think they can lean on Eckler and then obviously just go to guys like Mike Williams and Gerald Everett in the passing game and still have success versus Jaguars defense. I'm hoping for a shorter number here, but I would never bet the Jaguars. And also, it's only his second season, but Trevor Lawrence still has never won an NFL game on the road.
Still? Not one. Yep. Jesus. All right, so we're both on the Chargers. Let's go to the next game. I actually know we're on different sides of this one, and I'm actually pretty confident with mine too. I love the pack here. So we'll start with the Packers' problems, and there are a bunch of them. They're all in the wide receiver core. Let's see if we have... Do we have any updates on Packer injury reports? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything before I... depth chart. So, oh no, actually I've read the tweet this morning. I already know. So, Sammy Watkins was placed on the IR. So this is a Packers team that's was looking thin at receiver to start the season anyway. Alan Lazard is back. That's good. Sammy Watkins is now on the IR. Randall Cobb, Christian Watson, and... Oh, man, I'm missing the other one. Well, they're all questionable, and it looks like they're all going to play, but they're all limited in practice and all banged up. So, yes, there are problems in the Green Bay Packers wide receiver core. But other than that, the Packers are... Damn it, why didn't I write this down? I think it was like 7th. But regardless, I'll summarize it. The Packers are an elite rushing team and an elite defense right now. So and the quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. So even with the worst wide receivers in the world, I still trust this team against Tampa Bay. That's just a mess. I mean, this run defense is supposed to be good. The numbers don't show it. Zeke was averaging over 5 yards a carry. The Saints might be the worst rushing team in the NFL. They average 5 yards a carry. Green Bay's going to feed A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones all day. Hakeem Hicks is out for the Bucs too, their best interior defensive lineman. I think the Packers are going to rip off long drives and win this one. So I'm happy to take +1. And then I got another team total under. I'm taking Tampa Bay team total under 21.5. That's at -105. No, it's at -115. So I know Sean's on the Bucs. Let's hear it.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't feel great about it. I think you actually made a pretty good case for the Packers here. But what you said about the Packers is kind of my handicap for the Bucs. I'm just like, this is a defense that is going to make life hell for these young Packers receivers. And I was really my strategy with this game was both teams are missing basically all their receivers, and both teams should be able to run the ball, in my opinion, with Fournette, and then obviously Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon for the Packers. Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, running back, and hurt wide receiver core. Wash all that out. Tampa Bay is at home, and then where I give the advantage to the Bucs here is it's going to be a lot of young, inexperienced receivers that are taking the place for the Packers this week. They're relying on a lot of rookies and second-year guys. I mean, the Bucs, they're getting Scotty Too Hotty Miller. We'll probably see some playing time. Brady's comfortable with him, and Brashard Perryman, who's been with the Bucs for a couple years now. And obviously they just signed Cole Beasley, and he's actually expected to be active today. And if we know one thing about Tom Brady, he loves short, slow, white slot receivers. So I think
he does.
Could have a game, but no, I think the veterans on this Bucs team is why I give them the edge in this game with everybody missing. And yeah, I would never bet the over here, even though it's Brady versus Rodgers. So I saw somebody in the comments say the under. I don't think that's a bad look, but I basically just have to have Tom Brady win a home game. I like my chances.
You ever hear Cole Beasley's hip hop song?
What?
You ever hear Cole Beasley's hip hop song? His rap song?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it's comedy.
He's right up there with like Nas and Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, really poetic lyricism for sure.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, next game.
Should have won the Grammy.
So I feel like I was trapped here because Prop Beaver has been trying to sell me the Falcons since Monday. This is Prop Beaver's bet of the week. He absolutely loves Atlanta, like absolutely loves them.
Yep.
And then after capping the game, I'm on Atlanta too. So I don't disagree with him. I'm not as big on it as him you know how he talks. Oh, if you ain't betting the Falcons, off yourself. You know how he talks. He's storming around with his Falcons bet. So I'm on Atlanta. I'm back in Pop Beaver. Let's see. Did I write a second bet down for this one? I don't think I did. Nope, just Falcons +1. Yeah, well, I mean, that offense is exciting, no doubt about it. It does exciting always translate into wins? No. But I really, really don't like Seattle. As soon as Geno showed out on Monday Night Football and beat the Broncos, which is dope because we were on Seattle, so I loved it. But as soon as that happened, in my head, I was like, I'm going to fade Seattle for like a month now. Like, I decided I was going to do that. So this is right on par with that. I think turn up the volume. He's the first one to say that. So I think that this Seattle team is not good at all. But not that I think the Falcons team is good, but I'd rather lean Atlanta here. Let's see. In Prop Beaver, we trust. Sean, where are you at? Oh, you're on a total on this one, right?
Yeah, I love the over. If I had to bet a side, it would be the Falcons, so I'm with you and Prop Beaver on that one. But I love the over here. I think Drake London and Kyle Pitts, finally Arthur Smith wises up and starts using his best offensive weapon and most dynamic playmaker in Kyle Pitts. I think both of them have a chance to be. And then also Kyle Pitts' receiving prop total went up like 9 yards since the beginning of the week. So I feel like their books are also thinking.
Well, that's because no, it's because it's so weird that I know this because Prop Beaver just said it last night. So, someone on the Falcons, I don't know if it was the coach, gave an interview and they asked him about Kyle Pitts' lack of usage, and he said, "We're getting Kyle the football this week." So like it shot up.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know why I know that.
Watching it, I'm like, his numbers shot up. So they're expecting him to be used this week. And if he is, he's such a dynamic playmaker, has a chance to be, in my opinion, the best receiving tight end in football, because he could honestly probably play wide receiver. But Drake London should feast against the Seattle secondary as well. And then this Falcons defense, I know we were hyping up their secondary coming in. We were like, this is the only strong spot on this team. They haven't been good.
I know, at all.
So Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and the Seattle Seahawks actually let Geno Smith go ahead and throw it. I think we have a chance to see explosive plays both sides here. I think both of them could play into the low to mid 20s, and that's going to set up here for an over.
Cool. So over, I would definitely lean over as well, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean also playing it over with Mariota versus Geno Smith in 2022.
I know.
I could hate myself.
Yeah, rolling the dice there. On paper, it looks like it should be an over, though. But then it's like you look at the names on the depth chart. It's like, oh, fuck. I may have messed up. Yeah, there's no way I can take Arizona here. I'm laying the 3.5. Before I even looked at where the action was or the line movement or anything, I'm already leaning Rams from the start because I think that Bills game, not only are the Bills really good, but I think the Rams just played like the worst game they've had in a half decade, and that's skewing all of their numbers right now. Yeah, I know they blew the cover last week to Atlanta. That sucked. I was on Rams -10 with you guys. But I think this team is now all of a sudden the Super Bowl champions are a bit undervalued, if that's even possible. Also, Arizona. So anyway, then I look at the line movement, and it's like 81% of the money is on Arizona. Like, what? Like, it must be Kyler Murray's like Call of Duty clan or something. Where it must not be a Call of Duty double experience weekend. That's what I meant. Because that's the only reason I could see it. I don't trust Kyler Murray against the Rams at all. Have you guys seen Kyler Murray's numbers against the Rams? He's 1-6 on his career with like, oh my god, I have it written down. It's funny. It's bad. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm with you all over here laying the Rams. I love that the Cardinals came back and beat the Raiders last week. And again, I mean, right here on the show last week, we said Cardinals and we said sprinkle the money line. So that cashed for us. But that being said, they're not a good football team this year, I don't think. I'm very down on the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury. I sprinkled Kingsbury to be the first coach fired this year, but I think Matt Rule is running away with that title. So I think I'm going to lose that bet. But that being said, I think this is an absolute smash spot here for the Rams. they actually dominated the Falcons last week. The box score was kind of didn't tell the full story. I mean, a couple block kicks turned into points for the Falcons in that situation, and that game actually wasn't as close as the score said. I don't trust this Cardinals offense at all. I think the Rams roll here by double digits.
Yeah, same. Completely agree. All right, so let's cruise on to the very last game of the day. San Francisco at Denver. Oh man. All right, so I like San Francisco and I like Garoppolo. The reason I'm on Denver. Full disclosure, let's put it up. I know it sucks. Beaver, when I told him I was taking Denver, was so upset. He's like, "Have you seen Nathaniel Hackett?" Like, he went on a little rampage about it. But I feel like everything you could say about all the concerns of are on the Broncos side. I have concerns about San Francisco as well. So I don't think it's so one-sided. Sean, can you actually go first? Because I know I have a whole note sheet on this, but I can't find it right now.
Yeah, I'm on Denver plus the 1.5, and I'm on the Denver money line here. Obviously, Jimmy G is playing quarterback here for the 49ers, but that's a good thing in my opinion for us because we know what we're getting out of this 49ers team now. We're going to get short, smart throws, not going to put the ball in harm's way, but we're not going to get any explosive downfield passing attacks. I think that's bodes well. They want to lean on the run game and their defense. I think that bodes well for the Broncos defense here. Their run defense has been very good so far this year. I think they can stifle this 49ers rushing offense, and also they don't got to worry about Jimmy G taking the top off the D now because that's not the type of quarterback he is. And the Broncos, I understand they've looked really bad so far, and Nathaniel Hackett, their head coach, looks like he might be an idiot. But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. New quarterback, new play caller, new head coach. That's a lot of new pieces to try to fit into this Denver team with not a lot of preseason action here. So I think we could see this team be better as the year goes on. And also, so far to open the year, they've been in spots where they were expected to win by margin. Some coaches and teams just come up small in situations like that. So now they're a dog, and they basically just have to win. So maybe this is a situation where Hackett can thrive here. But I think I'm going to play on the fact that the Broncos are a lot of new pieces here, and they're going to hopefully get better week in and week out. And I think this is pretty much a toss-up here. But I'm going to roll with the team, in my opinion, has the better quarterback and take the points.
Yeah, so I found my notes. And I had a couple cool points here for the Broncos. Number one, Russell Wilson for his career has owned the 49ers. He's 16-4 against San Francisco in his career, and 7-2 since Kyle Shanahan got there. So it's not like, oh, that's the old 49ers. No, he's been beating this team's ass his whole career. I like that. I also like that Denver's defense is low-key decent against the run. It's chilling at 11th and 12th in rushing defense efficiency and the schedule-adjusted rushing defense efficiency. So I don't think the 49ers can travel up to Mile High and run the ball on the Broncos like everyone thinks they're gonna. And you trust Jimmy G on the road to beat teams with his arm? And is Kittle playing? No, right?
Who? I'm sorry?
George Kittle. He's not playing, right?
Surtain and Judy are expected to play.
I saw that. No, Kittle's
That's
back. All right, Kittle's playing. Yeah, don't care. But yeah, George Kittle is playing. But yeah, I'm on Denver here. I knew I was on Denver for a few days now, just because that 1.5 line, I feel like everyone's going to be suckered over to San Francisco, and I'd rather take the home team.
I actually thought this line was going to move the other way to where the Broncos would ultimately end up being favored once Surtain and Judy were announced as playing. And I went ahead and bet the Broncos money line at plus 100 on Thursday, and now it's at 108. So I didn't get the best of the number there.
Shit. I mean, lay it down again.
Right.
All right. So that's the end of this. We just did every game. I only have 2 parlays, so I'm going to save them for the sheet. If you want the top 7 bets, the bet of the day, and the parlays of the day, also Sean puts up the top bets if you want all that stuff. It's on KyleKirms.com, or you can download the Sauce Network app. Let's see. Did I forget to mention anything? No. we're good.
I got
So-
a parlay that I can give out here.
Oh
for the
yeah,
people if
hell
they
yeah,
want one.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be the over in the Bills Dolphins over 53.5.
Okay.
The over 51.5 in Chiefs Colts. The Bengals -6. And then the Rams -3.5. And that's gonna pay plus 12.35.
Plus 12.35 on that. Well,
And I
let me
like
take-
that. I like
let me
all
take
four
a-
of them legs. They're probably my 4 favorite legs of the day.
Over in the Buffalo Miami, definitely. Over in KC Colts, I could see it. Yeah. Bengals -6 and Rams -3.5, definitely. That's good value for that because I like all 4 picks too. All right, so I'll put right now. I'll put the link if anyone wants to download the app. I'll put the link to do it. It's very easy. You can also just search for the Sauce Network in Apple Store or Google Play. It's also available there. All right, so there it is. Everyone, have yourself a great day. Remember, bet smart. It's Football Sunday. It's easy to get overly confident and make stupid bets. Pick a responsible unit size. Play your spots. Let's make some money. Hit me up on Twitter if you need anything. Thanks for watching all the videos this week. I really appreciate all your guys' support as always. Let's have a great Sunday. Later, guys.